It's one of the more recent additions to my infamous list of things to ban: youth tackle football. And now it seems like such a plan might finally be getting some traction on Beacon Hill. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, also known as CTE, is the degenerative brain disease researchers have found affects athletes, such as football players, who endure repeated hits to the head. And with each passing NFL season, as awareness increases, more and more players come forward with symptoms of the disease. Though CTE cannot be diagnosed in living, Boston University has been looking for clues among their bank of donated brains, such as those of Junior Seau, Andre Waters, Ken Stabler, and Aaron Hernandez, the 27-year-old Patriots player who committed suicide in jail after a murder conviction and who BU researchers discovered had suffered from the most severe case of CTE ever found in a person his age. And now the No Hits Act, as it's called, has been filed on Beacon Hill. It would effectively ban children grades 7 or under from playing organized tackle football, with a fine for any school or youth football league found in violation. It has received its fair share of criticism, notably from Pop Warner Executive Director John Butler. He told the New York Times, quote, "Banning football is not the answer, but we do agree that we should continue our efforts to make the game safer for our kids." Now, to be clear, the bill in Massachusetts would not outright ban the sport, just the parts of the game that do most harm. Kids would still be allowed to play, practice, and participate in any other form of football, touch or flag, for example. You know, a little over a year ago, Dr. Robert Stern, one of the lead researchers of the Concussion Legacy Foundation, told us here what he found when he studied the NFL players who played contact football before they were 12 years old.
We were able to see that the ones who started before 12, they had worse memory now as adults compared to the ones who started at 12 or older, and they also had problems with the structural integrity of the brain itself from MRI scans.
Structural integrity. And in later research, Dr. Stern found that young tackle football players were still at risk, quote, even if they experienced no concussions. Not to mention, they are also 2 times more likely to have problems with behavioral regulation, apathy, and executive functioning, and 3 times more likely to suffer from clinical depression. Now, if we didn't protect our kids from such consequences from other risky behavior, we'd probably be receiving a call from DCF. But we appear ready to act. A 2017 UMass Lowell Washington Post poll says 53% of Americans feel that tackle football is unsafe before high school, with another 83% who believe the link between brain injuries and CTE is settled science. And I know what some of you are thinking. If kids wait till so late to play, we'll never experience other Tom Brady-like phenomena. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because even Tom Brady himself wasn't allowed to play tackle football until his freshman year of high school. And it seems to me that if it's good enough for TB12, it's probably good enough for our kids, too.